And I was just sitting in the car yesterday waiting on him to get us into our hotel room, and I began to think, and I just thought, you know, you have to be a little bit crazy, off your rocker, so to speak, to be in ministry. You really do.
Yes.
Because every time that God is on the precipice of doing something big in your life, it seems like every demon in hell comes at you, right? It can't be easy. And that's how I know that God has something big in store for me. And He has something big in store for you. Because I know, because God wouldn't have gave that to me just for me. I know a lot of y'all don't agree with tattoos, and that's okay. But I got a tattoo of a tree on my back because God spoke to me and told me that if my roots were deep, and if my tree would grow healthy and strong, that when the storms came, I would not be blown over. And so every time I see that, I remember that God spoke to me. And so I started thinking about that this morning, sitting out there, and I looked up, like, what about trees in the storms? What makes them more susceptible to falling over when the winds come? And so I was looking into it, and the very first thing that it says, if I can find it, I sent it to my husband. There we go. The risk of a tree falling over is determined by its overall health.
That's it.
Its overall health. In my mind, God said your overall spiritual health.
That's
right? And so it says the overall health, the root system, and the crown structure, rather than whether or not it's a hardwood or it's a softwood. In fact, many softwoods have features that make them more vulnerable during the storm. The wood's flexibility makes a difference. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm very rigid. I don't really operate in gray. I'm a black or white person. You're either right or you're wrong, and there's no middle ground with me, and I tend to be very rigid sometimes. But God is saying to me, I've got to learn to be flexible. I've got to be able to understand that my way is not always the right way, and that He is going to move in a way that I do not understand. So my first point is, favor will always attract friction. Favor will always attract friction.